Djokovic, congratulations on winning your 24th title. Congratulations on, greatness, on beating Medvedev, getting revenge on Medvedev, beating him in straight sets after losing to him in straight sets 2 years ago. All of that. We could talk about all of that. The 24 titles, him being so good at this sport, winning the Australian Open, winning the French Open, winning the US Open 3 in 1 year. That's insane. Making all four of the finals. Like, this guy is 36 years old and it looks like he's not slowing down. Like, he is undoubtedly at this point, he's the GOAT. I can't even deny it anymore as a Nadal fan. And he's winning me over as a fan, man. I respect all three of them, all the big three. But obviously, like, Nadal's my guy. And I think his main rivalry was with Federer, so Federer is my second guy. And Djokovic, I respect the rivalries. He's amazing matches against Nadal, the French Open in 2021. Third set was one of the best tennis matches of all time, one of the best sets of all time. That was cinema. It was amazing. I can't wait till Nadal comes back next year in his last goodbye. Maybe he plays another season, and I can't wait to see them go at it again. But Djokovic has always been the third guy for me, and like a distant third. And like sometimes I root against him, sometimes I root against greatness just to, keep it close with Nadal, or, just because he's a rival. I don't know. But he's genuinely growing on me, man. He's genuinely growing on me. I want to say I'm a Djokovic fan now, dude. As you guys know, Kobe's like my favorite player of all time. I love Kobe. He's always in the background of my videos. His passing away, it was made me very, very sad, and I think about it. I don't want to say every day, because there's days where I don't think about it, but I do think about it a lot. And he was my favorite player at the time. And for Djokovic to play such a tribute to him, put the shirt on, talk so nice about him, is just dope. And for me, for someone that tries to bring energy when I go to tennis stadiums, and tries to I'm trying to change the culture around tennis, but I'm a proponent, or I'm a fan of where the game's kind of moving, where like, Tiafo and a lot of people that these diehard, or like these people that just like tennis and want to keep it how it is are against. I'm kind of for. Like, I like what Tiafo does on the court. I like what Kyrgios does on the court. Obviously, sometimes they go overboard, especially Kyrgios, but I love like the high energy, and they go overboard in the scope of tennis. Like, if you watch football or basketball or soccer, and they're getting in their face, they're doing all this, to you it just seems normal. But in the scope of tennis, sometimes they get too far. And for someone that loves storylines, like in the NFL, like player returning to this opponent, or like revenge game, all of this, you never really hear a revenge matchup or any of that in tennis. It's all very, in the scope of tennis, everything's so gentlemanlike and polite, and everyone knows what I'm talking about. But I like to see tennis go more towards the other sports. You guys might hate me, regular tennis fans might hate me for that, but I like where it's going. I like players showing emotion. I like players talking on their interviews with some passion, and not being so robotic, and not just giving like the script, like what their PR person tells them to say. I like them being genuine. I like to see their personality. I like to see them be different. So when Djokovic beat Shelton, and he did the phone call, he mocked the celebration, and he shut it down. Like, dude, I am all for that. I love it. Like, give me that. That's what I like. And the way Shelton responded to it, like, the people in the comments on Instagram and on Twitter, they got way more upset than Shelton. He was like, hey, when I win, I want to do whatever I want. I think I have the right to do whatever I want. I should be able to do whatever I want. I should be able to celebrate however I want. And if that brings reactions out of Djokovic or whatever, then it's fair game, because he won. And he said imitation is the biggest form of flattery, or whatever he said. But yeah, so like Shelton was cool with it. I thought it was dope. I thought it was super dope, man. Like, if you follow the NFL, like when Cam Newton was doing like all his celebrations. Like people will sometimes mock his Superman. I know. I think he mocked Kaepernick one time when they played in the playoffs. He did a dab, and yeah, like it happens all the time. Like in soccer, people be doing the sue against Ronaldo whenever they score on him. Like it happened in Juve. It didn't really happen too much in Madrid, but it happened in Juve. It's happening now that he's in Saudi Arabia. Like it happens. It's a thing. Like you're trying to get in people's mental. Like yeah, it's cool when they're friends, and who doesn't like a story like Nadal and Federer, where Federer's retiring and they're holding hands and retiring. That's beautiful. I get it. It's they're defeating like all these stereotypes. That's great, but it's also great when they're freaking assholes to each other, or they're just not buddy, and they're like competing against each other. And I'm gonna shut you up. Like, yeah, I beat you. Look at this. I'm on the top of my game. Like, what's up? Like, I personally, I loved it. I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, I personally loved when he did that. And the fact that Djokovic is at the top of the game and he doesn't care to like act a certain way, be a certain way, I'm all for it. That's in the same way that Medvedev grows on me sometimes. Yeah, sometimes he's a little too mean or whatever to the umpires, but his commentary is funny. It's funny. It adds to the storylines. It adds like. One thing about sports is they call it like the most popular reality TV show because it's not just about what you watch on the sports. It's like the storylines, the off the court, like all of that. It all adds to what you see on the court. Like you're just not seeing two tennis players going at it. Like whenever Tsitsipas and Kyrgios play, yeah, it's two very, very talented players going up against each other. Yes, it's a perennial top 10 player in Tsitsipas, top 5 players in Tsitsipas against, a player that's probably not ranked as high as he should, as his talent warrants. Plus, it's two guys that have had all this drama and they've had other battles where they go at it against each other. It's two guys that have talked about each other in the press conferences. It's two guys. It's all of this, and it just adds to the excitement. So whenever they play again, it's going to be that much more enticing to watch. It's going to be that much more entertaining. It's going to be that much more, and there's going to be so much more anticipation to that matchup because it's all of those things that I have said. Perennial top 10 player in Tsitsipas, one of the most talented players on tour in Kyrgios. It's that plus all the other stuff, and that makes it like super entertaining. So next time we see Shelton and Djokovic, is not just going to be, the rematch of the U.S. Open semifinal or, the best U.S. prospect right now, 20-year-old Shelton against the number one player in the world. It's going to be all of that plus, Djokovic freaking shut the phone down on him, mocked him. Like, can Shelton get him back? Like, is Shelton going to, copy one of his celebrations, grab the grass? If they're playing Wimbledon, he beats him. Is he going to grab the grass and mock him? Like there's so many storylines. And even if it doesn't happen, the buildup is going to be there. And it just adds to what the TV networks could talk about. It just adds to what people that cover the sport could talk about. It's just more content, more and more content. Who doesn't like more tennis content? Like, it'd be great. But yeah, that's my opinion. And I'm not going to lie, those two last matches with Djokovic, just doing that and then his Kobe tribute, that like he's winning me over. Like he's probably always gonna be my third in the big three, but like I won't really root against him anymore. Like I'll enjoy greatness. I'll take my own advice and just enjoy greatness as long as it's here. And just obviously if he plays Nadal or if he's in a tournament right now, it'll be easier right now that Nadal's recovering from injury. But when Nadal comes back and they're in the same tournament, I might root against him to lose just so Nadal could. But obviously, I'm going to root for him to win so they can meet up. But if he loses and it gives Nadal a higher chance of winning a title, it is what it is. Nah, but for real, it's like we won't get too many more of their matchups. I'm probably going to root for them to meet up in the final or the semifinal, wherever they meet up. But man, Djokovic, congratulations one more time, winning your 24th. Thoroughly outplayed Medvedev. I think the second set was the closest one. Medvedev had a chance, went into tiebreak, couldn't get it done, and then got broken in the third. To Medvedev's credit, he fought. He brought it back to on serve, but then couldn't really do much after that. He told in his semifinal press conference after beating Alcaraz that he had to play like 11 or 12 out of 10 from his game to be able to have a chance against Djokovic. And unfortunately, he probably played like an 8 or 9 of his game today, and it's just not enough against Djokovic playing top tennis. But yeah, congratulations on Mamba's 24th title, and you're winning me over, Djokovic. I can't deny it. You're winning me over. You might have won me over already, dude. We'll see how I feel when the next tournament comes around, whichever one you play. But shout out Djokovic. What a guy, dude. 24 titles, 24 Grand Slams.